secondly, if you am under the age of 18, then you do need to click off, please, if possible, because there will be swearing going on. So if you am under the age of 18, then you do need to click off. Secondly, if you are sitting next to somebody who doesn't like swearing, then you get some earphones, because this one's going to be very busy tonight. I reckon there's at least 8 of us. I've got 10 spots, so there's at least 8 of us on tonight. So maybe 9, maybe even 10 at one point. So we're gonna rattle on through and say a few hellos straight off the bat. We've got Pico's Paul here. Let's get to the an evening where I can finally still win. So I can listen to it at home. Get a beer. So Andy Arab. Yeah, it was good to see Andy last weekend at the My Moto live, which was really good. A bit massive learning curve for me, but I'm sure that'll come out. Todge 29, how you doing, mate? Can I just say, Todge, the last 2 or 3 lives you've done on a Sunday have been absolutely brilliant, mate. Fair play to you. They're getting better, mate. Well done. Keep it up. We've also got me brother for the mother, Crazy Legs on the Bike. He's in the room, and we've also got Slobo Lobo. Check his channel out. He's quite funny. I've got to stress this. If you don't like swearing, don't watch his channel. But he's actually quite funny. So John Gilbert, how you doing, sir? You okay? Robert Munro, how you doing, Mucker? We've also got the other lad here, Chief Chips. How you doing, Mucker? Moto Crad, how you doing, mate? Glenn, how you doing, Mucker? Morning from Rainy. McCoy, wow. So, Fentua. We've also got brother listening, Cutting Dividers, Mark from Leeds, and Gravy Davy Rides. Now, if I'm honest, Dodge, credit where credit's due, mate. Do you know what I mean? They're coming on, mate. They're coming on. And as you can see in the background, which way have I got to go? That way. Look at Nico Pico, all Christmased up with his bandana on. He's loving life at the minute. He is. Right then. So we're gonna start the live stream. So let's just scroll that down to the bottom and introduce my first guest, which is Llama Farmer. If you've not heard of Llama Farmer, we met during a ride on Bruce's Clan Bruce's Clan weekend, and yeah, he's a good guy. He is a good guy. Just started a channel, so if you've not subbed to him, because like I say, he's a good lad. So let's bring him in. Hey, doing, Ben?
Hey, Brian. All right, mate?
All good. You?
Good. Thank you for that lovely introduction and the sub shout. It's very handy.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Gaining subs on a weekly basis. Views are going up. It's all very
what it's all about, mate. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to. I fell out a little bit last week after the absolute cluster that happened at. I wouldn't say a cluster that happened at my moto. It was a very, very steep learning curve, and it kind of broke me a little bit. So.
Mark said he's head cutting dividers. He's not. He's just here. Look.
Yeah, he's hiding behind the back of you.
There's Mark. Hey, Mark.
We've also got the new 1300 Boyer in the room. Martin, how you doing, Walker? You all right?
All good, thank you very much.
All good. We've also got, if you're into off-roading and trail riding and the stuff that I'm going to be getting into next year, it is Mark Ishimoto. How you doing, mate? You all right?
How then, guys?
Good. We've also got another fine gentleman here who we speak quite often. Is Blue Yonder. Hello, how you doing, mate?
Good, thanks. How are you?
All good. And then we've got he's just snuck in the room like a sniper. Crazy Legs on a Bike.
How you doing? You okay?
How you doing?
All right, thank you.
Right, lads. Right, we're going to start straight off the bat, right? So, try not to overspeak each other tonight because there's 6 on. So, there may be other guests slowly coming in. So, I can have up to 9. So, just try and, if we can, just try and not overspeak each other, all right? But at the same time, if you've got something to say, let's just enjoy it and let's just say it. So, what we're going to kick off is so I've been out today just to basically test a new helmet. So I've gone for the is it the Aero or Aero? Yeah, the Commander 2. Yeah, mate, that's the first time I've used it was today, and it was absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really, really impressed with it.
As it happens.
You look at that.
Great on it.
Yeah.
Light, comfy. Go on, Brian. Yeah. Nicking your spot.
no, mate, you way at all. But yeah, you know, I'm happy with one, the fitment. Two, have you got the little clip at the back that you can put your leads through?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you shave the 3.5 mil jack off slightly, and a couple of mil, it goes through the hole, and then got to go around your helmet.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll even open the hole ever so slightly so it's a bit bigger. Yeah.
What's the wind noise like, Brian?
Really good.
I'll get a lot of wind noise anyway because I've only got a tiny little screen here on the front of my bike, so I'll get a lot of wind noise anyway. Yeah. So when you take that off, rather than shaving that, you know where your port is for your earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Take that to work and literally just shave off where the earplugs are, and it'll slot straight through.
Yep.
Or even take the rubber. I've took the rubber completely off because it's waterproof. Once it's in your helmet, it's waterproof.
Yeah.
So just completely take it off. So, but I'm mega impressed with that. Honestly, really am. I'm obviously I've done my research on it, but yeah, man, yeah, I'm happy with it.
So I had that.
What core have you had?
Go on, Mark.
What core have you had?
I've had the BMW colours. Let me go and get it. Hold on.
So my one, I bought it 2 days before we rode to Dundee. So the first ride I did on it was up to Mark, and then all day on the Friday, 300 miles. The clan ride on the Saturday was 230 odd miles, and then 600 miles on the Sunday down to Cornwall. My head was perfect, didn't ache, wasn't hurting, there was no pressure points. Brilliant helmet, and much more quiet than the HJC R11 I had previously.
Yeah, it's actually made for BMW, that helmet.
Is it?
I think you can buy it branded. Yeah.
Well, that's what I've had.
Yeah. They are a real
nice.
It just seems when I put it next, because obviously I used to run a LS2, a carbon LS2. So compared to the LS2, it is a lot thinner on the side, a hell of a lot thinner. Do you know what I mean? I was quite shocked at the profile of it. Do you know what I mean?
Front, because the LS2, obviously I smashed mine to bits. But the LS2 I found quite chunky up front.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of peak there with the LS2. What's that like in comparison?
It feels like there's more area at the front, but there's not. If that makes sense. Once you've got it on, there ain't that much gap at the front. There's enough to get like what I've done. So I've got some tape at the bottom, which is magnetic tape, which I put my mic to then. So
when I first got the LS2, I got used to it. But you know, when you're off road and you're turning, I found it quite chunky on the sides. You know, there was a lot of helmet there.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like with that one, the profile of the helmet seems a lot thinner than the LS2, even though it's carbon. The LS2, if you put them next to each other, you can see how much wider the LS2 is compared to that on the forward-facing profile.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of them for me and the missus for off-roading. I've got the Klim at the moment, but I want to keep that for touring.
You've got the Klim, are you, Jay?
I have, yeah. I love that helmet. It really comfy as well.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the 2 pressure points there on the Klim If you look
I
inside,
cut them bits.
you
I
them
cut
out.
them bits. Yeah, I had the same issue. I just cut them out.
Yeah, I'm
They're
gonna
just
get
like
the
two
demo.
little lugs. I just cut them out.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that. Other than that, it's a cracking helmet.
Yeah. I must
How's
admit
it?
that.
How's it with the microphone? Because one of the things I have with one of my helmets is it's very quiet for me, but actually I do get a little bit of mic wind noise where I haven't with other helmets.
Well, as long as you don't leave that open, it's fine. So all my videos have been with this now that are chin mounted. They're all with this helmet. I say all. Four of them have been with this helmet, and on one of them, the last one, I thought I'd cracked it all, but I left this vent open, and it's massive.
Yeah,
I mean, you can put your
easily
fingers in
done.
there. Yeah, and it blew the mic out. Just we were getting the popping and the cracking. It was too loud, but with it closed, no problem at all. And I've just got the lav mic attached to the boom mic for the Cardo. Works fine with a dead cat, but it works really well.
Yeah, I mean, Slobo was saying there. I think the peak helmets will catch more wind noise when you move your bed. There will be because it's almost like you're wearing a cap, almost. I mean, them designed so that it does go through the wind. The wind does go through it, but obviously when you, especially when you're touring, I literally use mine like a cap now. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm riding and I'm against the sun, I'll just put my head down a little bit and look through the top of my visor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I've got the shades on sometimes. But now I prefer riding with a peak than just a normal helmet. That's my opinion. But,
Yeah, I was concerned when I went from the Arthur to this that the peak was going to try and lift your head all the time, but it really doesn't. I'm sure they're all as good as each other, but it really doesn't at all.
No,
don't struggle with it at all.
Unless,
And of course,
unless the wind grabs hold it and tries to rip your neck off.
Yeah, if you get it from the side, perhaps. It's been windy here today, and riding home was a bit tricky. But yeah, it can sort of grab you from the side a bit.
we ride BMWs. We can't ride that fast, supposedly.
There's video evidence to the contrary of that, Brian. I think you'll find.
Don't say nothing about Scotland, Ben. Don't say nothing about Scotland, right?
Moving on.
Between us. But yeah,
They were quick roads.
Yeah. And I'm going to put it out now, straight off the bat. Now he's here. Not him, but the next one. You point, Ben. You point that way, Ben. Him overtook the leader, not me. I overtook the leader, but I only overtook the leader because he overtook the leader, and then I overtook him. That's the reason why at the clan rides, everyone's going, Brian, overtake the leader. Brian, overtake the leader. Well, boy, yeah, man. It was all right. It was good.
There's video evidence. Yeah.
Yeah. There is video evidence. We'll have to bring that up. You know, you're having the vest of shame on the next one then. But now, so what bike have you got now, Mark? Because you go through bikes like it's a fucking chocolate factory, don't you?
I've still got my GSA 1250.
Yeah.
That's still nice and gleaming in the garage. Africa Twin DCT, which I bought purely because I couldn't change gear at the time, with my smashed pelvis, so I bought that. Now I've got a Honda CRF 300L as well, and I've just made another 2 purchases, which I can't say because it's top secret.
Top secret.
No, to be fair, I bought another 890 Adventure R, and bought a Aprilia for the missus 660.
Nice. Right, I like them 660s.
Yeah, basically, I went up. We did a bit of a trip the other week up Scotland, and as I was going up there, I popped into Teesdale, and they got one in there and an 890 at the same time. So me being me, said to Dave, "You jump on the 660, I'll take the 890." Instantly fell in love with the 890 because I'm a KTM man through and through. But I rode the 660 and it's very plush. It's a really plush ride compared to the 890. So if you're like learning to do off-road, I think it's probably the better bike than the 890. The 890, just how I describe it is, it just brings out the inner hooligan in me. It's just,
some of us don't need much to bring out the hooligan.
It's just a beast.
He does that to me. He does that to me.
Yeah. But yeah, but don't get me wrong, I love touring just as much as I do off-roading. So that's why I have the 1250.
Yeah, lovely.
I mean, Al's got a few bikes as well. Are you, Al? What you got now?
I'm trying to keep track. Yeah, I've got a couple of Guzzies. There's one in the background there. That's the V100. Talking about Teesdale, that was my weakness as well. I went into Teesdale at first on a ride out on that road, actually on the V100.
All right.
And ended up buying a V85 TT, which I'm still a bit like that about, really, to be honest. It might stay, it might go. I haven't made that decision yet. But I've got a couple of those, and I've got a Trident as well, Trident 660. When you said 660, I was wondering whether you're talking about the road bike, the 209 or something. But you've gone on, you mean the Touareg, do you?
Yeah, the Touareg, yeah.
So but a bit like I've got plans. In fact, I've got more than plans. I've actually. I hope she's not listening, but I've done.
She listens every week. How she texts you?
I've done the deed. I've done the deed on the new Hornet. So we'll see what that is like when it comes. So looking forward to
the 1,000 Hornet.
Yeah, the SP.
Mate, that's a good looking bike. I was watching. I think it's Kyle Go, who did a live on Monday, and they was looking at the new one, and they brought a picture of it up. And it's black and gold. It is. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I saw one for the first time at the bike show, and it was great. But the problem was you couldn't get near it because there's so many bloody people there. You couldn't really have a good look. But the only thing that was slightly a negative as far as I was concerned was the tank is it's quite fat. It's quite a fat tank, and it does splay your legs, your natural riding position. It does splay your legs out a little bit. But the seat and everything else, the rest of the riding position was absolutely spot on. And it's a Honda, isn't it? So, it will go forever if you look after it.
They're about 10 grand. They're about 10 grand, are they?
9999. Yeah.
So if the missus is watching, it's 10 grand.
They're not. But how they've done it for the money beggars belief, really, because it's got stylinas on the front on the brakes, absolutely awesome brakes, because that's what's on the V100. It's got, I'm not sure how good an Öhlins is on the rear shock, but is it a TTX? Can't remember exactly, but
if it's a TTX, it should be all right. TTX,
yeah, it should be good.
It should be, but it's like there are, you might get S22 tire, Bridgestone tires, and you might get Bridgestone S22s that are put on as a sort of OEM fitment, and they're not quite the same. So I'm just wondering if it is the full fat Öhlins, but hopefully it will be. But irrespective, it's still, brilliant for the money.
Mate, if you get that set up, if you go and have your sag and everything, that rear suspension set up, mate.
That's what you've got to do to get the most out of it, isn't it? Really, yeah. But I think, I was having this conversation when I was at the bike show. I spoke to can't remember his name now, but he was the press and PR guy from Honda. I was having a good chat to him about the strategy. I said, "How the hell have you managed to get it so cheap?" And his view was that it's the 2017 Fireblade engine. All the R&D costs have already been absorbed, so essentially it's free in terms of the R&D. So we're able to pass that on. And I'm sure there's an element of truth in that. But also, I think they've just been, as we saw with the 750 Hornet, and the Transalp to a certain extent, they've been really, really super aggressive on pricing, and I reckon that is down to I think they're the only mainstream legacy in inverted commas manufacturer who've woken up to the fact that they've got to take on the Chinese head on and play them at their own game, because they've got the economic muscle to do it. And fair play to them, that's what they're going to do. But the others had better work, shape the game up pretty quick, otherwise they're going to be left behind. It's the 1960s all over again, but instead of the Japanese, it's the Chinese.
I think Honda are pretty good at reasonable prices, aren't they, compared to other Japanese companies? So
you did quite well on your KTM, now, don't you, Jay? To be fair, when you bought that KTM, because you love that, don't you? Apart from obviously having a few issues with it, you love that KTM.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of people having issues with them, but since I got rid of it, I wish I could have sorted the issues out, but I've just lost all confidence in it. But yeah, it was one of the best bikes I've ever ridden, to be fair.
I mean, even with the issues that was happening, you was still not wanting to let the bike go. It was only because you was having the Spain tour coming up that you wanted. Yeah. Basically, you wanted a reliable bike. Not saying it wasn't reliable, but there was just a lot of lights coming on there and again, wasn't there? Do you know what I mean? So and that knocks your confidence with the bike, I suppose. But if you could have got that sorted, because you love that bike, don't you? Because you rode that bike really well.
I think if I'd have because it was 3 weeks before the Picos, and I sort of went into panic mode a little bit, and I think if I wasn't going to Picos, there's a possibility I may still have had that bike, because I'd have just tried to work out what the issues were. But it was just an impulse thing, getting rid of it, really, because of all the issues I had with it.
What issues did you have?
Just lights coming on, sensors, engine management lights coming on, just all the time, issue after issue. And
did it ever stop? Did it actually ever break down? Or
I think I had a few times when it went into limp mode, because the engine light was coming on, and it went into limp mode, just lost its power. And then a lot of the times when you turn the bike off and turn it on again, probably 2 or 3 times, you get rid of some of the sensors. But then because the engine management light kept coming on all the time, I had to go to the dealer to get it turned off. Where the others I could just sort out myself. But it just got to a point where it was just too much, and I just panicked, I think.
What dealer was you using?
I got it from a place called SMC in Sheffield. They've actually closed down now. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I'd never had a KTM, and everyone was banging on about it, and I just absolutely loved it. I felt like I could ride it. Don't say anything, Brian, about me riding bikes, mate. But yeah, I felt like I could ride it.
Yeah, a rider's bike. I had the 1290S for touring before I bought a BM.
It was just
bought 2 at the same time, KTs, and had nothing but trouble with the 1290. I bought a 790 and a 1290, and the 1290 basically had suspension problems, and I got told off KTM with a little less spirited riding, the bike would be fine. Because basically what happened is it was loaded up, 2 up, and I made the mistake of being honest, saying I was doing about 90 mile an hour. I was tucked into this bend, and we hit this dip. It basically unsettled the bike and bottomed out, and I just kept held on and kept it going, just wound on the power.
Seeing as we're live, you meant 70 mile an hour, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
71 he was doing.
73. But anyway, I just got told a little less spirited riding, the bike would be fine. I tried to go down the route of what will the bike carry, weight and all that, because I started looking at the BMs and I was getting nowhere. So I lost $4.5 grand within 3 weeks.
Oh, well, the same. Mine were brand new. I think that's what made it worse, because it were a brand new bike. If it was second hand, then
Yeah.
you probably, you know, it's an easy pill to swallow, but not when it was brand new.
Yeah, like, well, that's it. I'd literally bought them both cash. I'd scrimped, you know, I'd begged, steal, borrowed, or literally I'd worked all the hours God sends. I bought them both cash, and literally, when they told me that, I just sit my ass with them. And I vowed I'd never buy a KTM again. But obviously, if you're orange, you can't help it. And I'm sure there's parts of yourself, if you knew you could get the reliability, you'd have one again instantly. Because
I think I would have, but considering what's happening with KTM at the minute, I don't think I would now. I don't know.
they're going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it will sort itself out.
I mean, they've got. People are saying they've gone bump. They ain't gone bump. Them doing like the financial reconstruction,
Self-administration, which is very clever, because when you put yourself into self-administration, you can't be touched by any debtors. You know, anyone they owe money to, they can't touch them because they're self-administrated. So they've got about, I think, I don't know what the times.
What 90 million euros?
Pardon?
What, something like 90 million euros. I'm in debt.
Yeah,
$3 billion.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 billion euros.
It's got 100,000 bikes in stock.
Yeah.
Did you find, Mark, that every time you're riding your KTM, there was an AA van following you around? Because that seems to happen to me quite a lot.
No, to be fair, touch wood, right? Touch wood. I had problems with that first 1290. Granted, I could have worked through that. The 790 never missed a beat. In 3.5 years of having it, it still had its same battery on it. The cams got checked; they were perfect. The bike got absolutely battered, and I mean battered off road, and it never missed a beat. Never. It was the most reliable bike in the garage. 1290 had a couple of issues to begin with, and obviously that's the one I went over the bars. I did double flip over the bars, and it basically, you stood it up and it started up and it rode. So me personally, I can't fault KTM, you know, for a product. There's other people who have had loads of problems, isn't there? But on the other hand, BMW, no one talks about all the problems that people have with BMWs. It's just the fact that BMW's up here and KTM's down there.
Some of that's how you deal with the problem, though, isn't it? If you've got a good dealer for KTM, they'll sort you out. If you haven't got a good dealer, whereas with BMW, most of them are pretty good and they'll sort you out. So
yeah, I totally agree. I will totally agree with that. That when I had a bit of an epifit with KTM, I went and test rode a F900 GS. Purely.
I really like that.
It was a nice bike. The biggest thing that lets it down is the tank and the rear wheel. You know, you've got a little shite 16-litre tank, which is all right if you're enduro in it, but if you're doing proper off-road and adventure rider, it's no good. It's too small. It's got a 17-inch instead of an 18-inch rear wheel, so it makes tyres hard to get hold of, and it's too heavy. So by the time you've put a spare fuel bladder on the back, done bits and bobs what you need to do to it to make it as good as a KTM, it's too heavy.
That's interesting.
I contemplated it because of exactly what you just said, and that is the backup. I deal with Virtue up in Shipley, and I know the manager very well, so I get good deals. But the service is far superior, and KTM needs to take a leaf out of BMW's book. Simple.
Like I say, I've on my bike now 3 years, and touch wood, the only issue I've got is now And that issue is the fucking cruise control don't work. That's it. That's all I've had in 3 years. Do you know what I mean? And that bike's been on its side a fair few times. So, I mean, it happened at the IBR festival. It was on his side more than it was standing up at the IBR festival.
Maybe should try not to use the cruise control at 130 mile an hour.
Mate, that's what it's there for, right?
Yeah.
30 mile an hour. In second, 30 mile an hour. There you go.
Can you?
Yeah.
So what bike have you got now, Jay?
I've got the GSA now. The 1250 GSA. The what, sorry?
1300.
No, 1250.
Has any of you lot ridden the 1300?
Yeah.
Well, Martin.
I took the auto and the manual out the other week. Have you got it? Do you own it?
Ordered.
Ordered.
It's being made now, actually. Be finished on the 16th of January, I was told yesterday.
Which one have you gone for?
Auto.
The one with the dildo on the seat.
The auto. Have you ridden an auto?
Sorry?
Have you ridden the auto, Martin?
I rode 2 autos.
Yeah.
And the manual.
They're quick, aren't they?
The GSA 1300, it's crazy fast. How I couldn't understand why it went so quickly. With me riding it as well, and I'm shit. So it was really, really good. But you could push it hard into corners really confidently, and the power was substantial. It just didn't feel like a big fat thing underneath. As long as you didn't look at the tank, look where you're going, you wouldn't know you're on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
We're still on about bikes.
I was really impressed with it.
I don't have to put a bag over my head, by the way.
So
Again, are we still talking about bikes?
That's what your helmet's for.
So, I'm up to believe because
what did you have before? Did you have a 1250?
The 1250 I need to sell. So I've got some cash to go towards the 1300. So 1250 is sitting in the garage.
Yeah, but you've got the 1000 RR as well, haven't you? You've got the full carbon, full fucking winged RR as well.
No, it's not. No, it's M1000 XR.
XR, yeah.
XR.
Yeah, RR. I'd be crippled. I'd be in hospital. From, have to be hoisted off or something.
I was more disappointed in Scotland. You wouldn't let me have a go in that. That's what I was more disappointed.
Been there.
I thought it was me.
I think it might have been Connor.
I got a clue what happened. It just all went black and just I had to come back into StreamYard. I don't know what happened. I've never.
Martin's turned the lights off. Look.
He's got
had enough. His missus just found out he's bought a 1300. Yeah, I got a clue what happened then. They're saying they're frozen. Back on. Yeah, that's it. But what they're saying with that 1300 is it's the same engine in the GSA as it is in the GS, but they're saying that the GSA is phenomenally a better landing bike and 2 a quicker bike. But I reckon it's the same engine.
Everyone said that, haven't they?
It's no quicker than the 1300 GS.
See that a few of the people I've spoke to who took it out, they've said that they feel like it's a quicker bike.
It's because it's bigger, but my missus has got the 1300 GS, and I've ridden that, and it's
Did I break something?
there's no
Don't know what happened, Martin.
that. I would say the 1300 is more of a game changer than the 1300 GSA.
It's broken.
Why?
The GSA still has that feel of a big bike, but like when you sat on it and you ride it, it feels
Are we back?
like that solid bike. Where the 1300 GS, when I got on that, I got more of a wow factor off that than I did the GSA for whatever reason, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Like I say, I've spoke to a couple of people, and I'll say more than a couple. I'll probably say 6 or 7 people, and they've all said they've test rode the 1300 GS and the GSA, and the GSA rides better than the 1300, head and shoulders, and it's even like a little bit.
It does
head and
ride
shoulders.
better.
Yeah.
It rides better.
It's a
I'll
lot
give you
better.
that.
Yeah.
It rides better because it's more stable. Where the GS is like a it's like a sports bike. It's just unreal how quick it is. The GSA is quick, but it's solid. You know you've got a bike under you. Where I would say the GS, you can push. It feels like a sports bike.
Well, they've knocked loads off it, have they?
There's hardly any bike there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
They don't feel like
reduced the
it's
weight of it massively.
Yeah. So, but me personally, I always thought I'd 100% go for GSA again, but I can't get over the colour schemes on the new GSAs. Like I wanted the green, and that they've done that green in the matte green. Where if you look at the shiny green in the GS, that looks a better bike.
But if you can lose $4,000 in fucking 10 days, you can have it repainted. So no matter does.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Get the helmet painted green as well.
You know what I mean? You could get fully fucking colour coded coming out like Valentino Rossi.
You're right.
Yellow gloves, yellow socks, yellow boots.
Have you seen that one on Facebook?
Me and my
There's one. It's like a reddy purpley colour. It's been proper painted. It looks the bollocks.
I seen that.
There's some really good paint jobs coming out for him, and sticker kits. And there was one, and I think it's from a show, and they've had it all painted up and everything. And even people who have said they don't like the new GSA have said it's nice. With a decent paint job, I think 99% of people would buy one.
I think unlike GS before, the GSA before, the colours aren't quite as good. I've gone for the triple black because it seems to sort of make sense and be does look nice when you look at the black bars, etc. But as you were saying, when you ride the GS compared to the GSA, both 1300s, I rode them back to back with my friend David, and we swapped halfway through the day. The GSA, to me, was a better bike for the riding experience. I could stopper it, take it to the red line, use all the power confidently. Now that's something you can't say with many bikes. I actually, had it stoppered. And when I got on the 1300 GS in the afternoon after lunch, it was substantially quicker because of the lighter weight, but I didn't have the confidence to hold it fully pinned. So I didn't go any faster. And to me, going into the corners wasn't as enjoyable. Nothing wrong with it. It felt quite soft. a bit more sort of floaty. And when I got back to go for the test ride, I went on the M1000 XR, and of course that's another level of stability compared to the GS 1300. But I was really surprised at the GSA. It was, I don't know why such a heavy bike can feel quite so good.
Yeah, it does feel nimble, doesn't it? Really nimble.
Yeah. Huge thing.
I haven't booked a test ride, but on Monday my 1250 gets its service down at Brighton. I know they've got them in there,
Dangerous.
so I will be seeing it for the. No, I haven't. I can't. I've only just got the 1250. I can't get out of a 4-year deal on that. No way.
If anyone wants a 1250 GS in with loads of lovely extras, there'll be one for sale. Well, there is one for sale now.
There you go, Pilotron.
What extras have you got?
Too many. Denali S4s, Denali D4s, Denali D6, visor indicators front and rear, sound bomb. Then I've got the Jekyll and Hyde exhaust. So you've got the flaps, so you can go quiet to loud. Yeah, too many. And yeah, it's a lovely bit of a kit.
I'll swap you.
And panniers and all that stuff.
Yeah. Been absolutely hammered for 3 years.
Yeah, so I'm going to see one for the question the first time on Monday, and then I'm going to make my decision as to whether I like the look of it or not. I don't dislike it in the photos. I think some of the photos give it a bad rap, but yeah, have a proper look at it in the flesh in different colours and make my mind up. And then,
is that what was Chandler's you going to, Ben?
no, it's what are they called?
BMW.
It's the one that it's the one that Bruce uses down in Brighton.
I had a few bikes from them. Yeah, they're good.
Something one, I think they're called. Can't remember.
Yeah.
I just I bought the bike locally to me, and I won't name them, but the dealership was all right from a sales point of view, like they all are. But then the ongoing communication was just horrendous. So no, I'll take it somewhere else. Thanks.
I think with the looks of the
thank you.
With the looks of the GSA 1300, it's very Marmite. I actually really like it, and I made a mistake in the video to say it was beautiful. It's not beautiful, but I like the looks of it. But then I'm someone who goes on trips around Scunthorpe Steelworks for pleasure. So
try him off. He's obviously a pervert.
What we're going to do? Joking.
I'm looking at a Ducati next.
Oh, Ian, hold on. Stop the process. Jay, you've had a Ducati, haven't you, as well?
I have, mate. Yeah, I've had 2 multi-stradas. And again, I had electrical issues with both those. So I don't have much luck electrically wise.
I've had 2 Ducatis as well. I'm a glutton for punishment. I had a Multistrada V4S. I had it a week and it had a bent output shaft. And then I've had 3 Ducatis actually, and I've had the sports bikes. I've had a Panigale sports bike and a 749. Loved the sports bikes, the V4S. I'm looking at the V4S Rally because I think they've made some good changes with it, and I just can't get over that Italian beauty.
They are very pretty bikes.
I must admit, when we did the Ducati Cup, the 899 Ducati Cup racing, tuned up, them Ducatis can fucking fly, man. Fly. And they handle like a dream as well. Or anything breaks, mate. You might as well have one of them guns like 50 cents got, but just shoot £50 out. So, you know what I mean? Which is what madness.
I nearly bought or nearly ordered a Multistrada Pikes Peak, but I tested it, test rode, not the Pikes Peak, but the rally version. Fantastically quick bike, but it just didn't quite, do it for me. So I got back on the GS at the end of the day and thought, well, the GS doesn't do what that does, but that doesn't do what the GS does, so I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But I still absolutely love
riding more GS on the road.
Pikes Peak is such a beautiful machine, the Pikes Peak, and so much quicker than the GS.
Going to the other end of the market, has anybody ridden the CF Moto 450 MT?
I've actually got my name down in what's it called in Birmingham. There's one in Birmingham that's I'm waiting for one. I'm waiting for one to come in that I can test ride. But there's a couple of lads who I know that them, and they love them. They absolutely love them.
Mm. But are they saying that because everybody says it, or are they saying that because it's real? You know.
No. If you look, there's a lad on here now. Hold on, where is he? Hold on. There you go. So Ivan here just sold his 800 MT Explorer. So he's got to see it. He's had that from new, and I believe he had an issue with it. But the lad I know, well, the two lads I know, I've got the 450. Are like, they're amazing. They're absolutely brilliant.
The spec on them looks fantastic, I have to say.
That 450 is, I think, what's going to happen with that, though. The market's going to get flooded with them, and there's going to be a lot of cheap bikes about in another 12 months. Because I was even looking at one for the missus, purely because you can put, a lot of people can flat foot them. So if you're learning off-road, they're an ideal bike. But the minute you develop your skills and you get better, the last thing you want is a low bike. And the MT450, as good as it is, it's going to be as bad as it is as well. There's going to be a massive 50-50 scenario. Pardon?
How does it compare to a little Honda CRF or something?
Well, I've got a CRF 300L and I've had a 250.
Are you selling it by any chance?
No, I've got two. I've got one for me, one for missus.
I thought it was 2-1 in case you break one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Your missus is following you just in case yours breaks down. But go on.
The 300L, everyone moans that they're slow. Now, obviously, you've seen what I do, peaky off-road and stuff, and I'm obviously getting my fitness back from the accident, and I rode that 300L from my house up to Yorkshire the other day at 75 mile an hour all the way on the motorway. If you can moan at that, then you're going to hate an MT450 because they get doing 70 the same, 75, and they're vibing like fuck, purely because it's a single.
No, they're not. They're a twin.
Pardon?
They're a twin. The 450 MT is a twin.
Yeah, the 450 MT, that's what I'm coming to, is a twin. So then you've got the weight with it. But they reckon that 450 needs gearing up, or gearing down, should you say, to get it. Yeah. So therefore, it'll only do 70 mile an hour on the motorway. So, but then it's vibing because it's revving its nuts off. So it's really vibey. That's just hearsay from what I've been told. So you're defeating what you're buying that bike for is, one, if you're looking at a twin because you want to do the distance, then you've got to keep the gearing the same so you can do 80, 85 mile an hour. But then you get on the trails, it's not got the oomph what it should have compared to a standard 300L. So then you gear them down, and then the crap on the road. So and then you've got the not very high off the ground. So then the bottoming out in the trenches and the ruts. So they're a beginner's bike in my eyes, and they're a heavy beginner's bike. Like they're nearly 200 kgs. Everyone's raved that they were like 170
That's a lot.
kgs. But when they're full of
200 kilograms.
yeah, when they're full of fuel, with a toolkit on, fuel, toolkit, bars, and all that, they're nearly 200 kgs.
Okay, no. They've got to put another 200 renew on it as well, the Mort. Well,
You are?
Yeah.
no, but all I'm thinking.
The only issue I had when I bought the 300L, I got on it, and my friend David came over to join me as I picked the bike up brand new from Honda. I sat on it, and it sunk down. With a big fat arse on it, and he just took the piss. And it used to ride very low, so I had to get this K-Tech suspension front and rear set up. And once that was done, it just transformed it. And it's got plenty of power. It's absolutely brilliant fun. As long as you don't want to overtake cars that are doing, say, more than 60 miles an hour, you're okay. It's absolutely brilliant.
They're a good laugh. They're a really good laugh. Like, obviously, I'm massively into my big bikes. Obviously, I've off-roaded a 1290. But I know lads who've got them 300s, and EXC 500s can't keep up with them on the lanes. So it's a perfect green lane bike. You stick a K-Tech rear shock in it and a K-Tech front spring. So basically, say for argument's sake, spend £1,000, spend £1,000 on it, and you have got an absolute bomb-proof weapon. Something you can have a load of fun on. Now we've got everyone coming through now saying WR250, 690s, all that. Each to their own. But if you just want 100% fun, reliability, just buy CRF. You can't go wrong. If you want,
it's a lovely little bike.
250, and they start on the button every time. You stick them in the garage, you pull them out, and they'll start. You haven't got to worry about it. Well,
and you pay $3,000 for it, and 2 years later you sell it for $3,000.
Yeah, well, the one I've just bought 2 second-hand because I normally buy brand new because I don't like like anyone else is having their arse on the bike. I'd rather buy new and know what the bike's had from the off.
Yeah, the history. Yeah.
But because of the price of them, I couldn't bring myself to pay. I got the best deal I got offered was $5,250 for a brand new one. But then you've got to spend all the money putting all the bits on. So I literally found one, which is mine, is a 23 plate, and I paid $4,500 for. I spent £1,000 on it, and I've just bought a 22 plate with 2,000 miles on for $4,500, and that has got every mortal extra on it you'll ever possibly want. There's nothing else it needs. So, and
you're not going to lose on that, are you? Really?
Like she'll do 12 months on that.
In bits from no.
Yeah, well, the plan is she'll do 12 months on that, learn how to ride the green lanes and stuff.
Sell it me for £1,000. Boom. There you go. You've heard it here first.
I'll give you $1,200.
So you can buy it, Peaky, if you want in 12 months.
Mate, honestly now, I've spoke to, obviously, we've spoke for about the last 12 to 18 months. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, right, I need to get some of this off-roading done. I need to scratch the itch, so to speak. So
you can come out with me whenever you want.
Yeah. Like I say, well, me and you, Jay, want to do a bit of green lining, don't we?
Well, I've took the 250 on the Tet in Spain, so does that count?
Yeah. Yeah.
Southern Spain or North Spain?
Pecos. I think they say 250. I meant 1250. A bit fell off it.
So some hard sections just before the Pecos. So, but I don't know where you did it. So, some of the tech in Spain's quite easy, isn't it? And then the other stuff's really gnarly.
It was the section. It was the section they do on Wild Bad. You know, when I went to Pecos with Richie Vida, it was that section. It was quite gnarly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to look at that as a complete novice, though, are you? Do you know what I mean? What you want to do is just get a little bit of, at least a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, I just want a smaller bike so I could just throw it around and not bothered about falling off it and dropping it. You know.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at one of them Vogues 300s.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with one of them.
You can't what?
Can't go wrong with one of them.
Like I say again, I've heard. I know a fair few people who have got them, and them like, mate, I ain't bothered for $3,500. I'll ride this to the limit for 3 years, chuck it away, and buy another one for $3,500 in 3 years.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you. You've either got to buy it at $3,500 and run it because it's worth fuck all the minute you put it out that showroom, or you've got to take the pill and buy a Honda. Because to be fair, there's one on for sale at the moment, a Vogue on Marketplace, 2,000 miles. Who wants $2,500 for it? You can't sell it.
But you wouldn't, would you? If you're going to buy, why would you buy a bike for $2,500 when you can get a brand new one for 3,700? Well, not even 3,700. They're $3,500 now, brand new.
$3,500, yeah.
I'd say they've dropped it to $3,500.
Yeah.
So why save a grand for 2,000 miles when you can have it brand new with all the warranty?
Yeah, I looked at them, but I'm a bike snob, so I'd have the Honda.
Yeah. Okay, now we've had busting Jay's wallet. Have you seen Jay's wallet? It's like a backpack. You know, the skydivers, before they go on the airplane, that's Jay's wallet when he gets on his bike. But now, monkey bike. That's what you want, a monkey bike. Jesus Christ! Imagine that. I couldn't think.
I could see you on a monkey bike, Peaky.
Zog D there. He's got it. Perfect. Brilliant bike. You try finding one.
Like I say, I just want something that I can just get out, throw about. I bother if I drop it. It's going to last me a few years. I can service it myself, and I know that it's going to start most times.
If I was you, though,
Honda.
I'd buy 250 Honda. You'll pick a 250 Honda up for $3,000.
I know, but they keep the price as well. You're still looking $3,000 for a decent fucking Honda now.
Yeah, but you sell it again 18 months later for the same money.
I wouldn't. If you want something, you just want to keep like we use them and ride them, drop them, ride them, put them away, get them out, drop them, ride them. I would just go second hand and buy 250 Honda.
I mean, to be fair, I'll drop my 1250. Yeah, I'll drop that a lot. I do. I fucking always drop it constantly. It's a fucking weekly occurrence. I've dropped it today. It's a weekly occurrence. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, off-roading is obviously completely fucking different, right? And that's what I want. I want to go and learn, and actually start from the bottom and learn my actual, kind of like a trade almost. So you can sit there and go, right, what I'm going to do is this, and then I'm working my way up experience-wise. So when you do take your bike out, the big 1250, you've got half a chance to kind of get round or go and do a little off-road trail when you're doing something. You've got a bit of knowledge there rather than just you might get to the end of it, but then you've got, I don't know where I've got to the end of this. I don't understand what I've done to get to it. Do you know what I mean? Where at least, if you fall off or with the knowledge that you've got, you can say, right, I need to take this. it's a bit like racing. You need to learn your tipping point, learn the apex, need to learn your power on points, the exit points. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same kind of process almost. So you can also.
It's body positioning and everything. It's and it's like when I obviously you've seen that I'm doing that winter warmer again.
Yeah.
Well, this time just gone. There was a lad there on a 250, and he was asking me, you go round bends, you stood up, you go around bends, and you tip it in and you lean over the other way rather than lean with the bike. It's the opposite direction, so it's like that and like that. Anyway,
So you're tipping the bike rather than yourself, are you?
Yeah.
Where when you're racing, you're putting the bike up and leaning off the bike.
What you're doing at the same time is you're gripping the bike. So it's the guy was asking me how you do it, and I was like, well, to be fair, when I'm riding, sometimes I even forget how to do it myself because it's unnatural sometimes. But once you get used to doing it, and I showed him how to do it on the road, I went round a bend and I tipped it in, and I let go of the handlebars. I went round the bend.
Is that when you
gripping
crash?
the tank? No.
Oh, right.
but leaning the other way. And he was absolutely gobsmacked on how I could do that. But that's just a technique you learn, over time. And I won't say I'm absolutely fantastic. It's just something you learn, and you're learning to grip the tank when you lean. So where on a road bike, you're leaning, and you're leaning with the bike. It's totally, it's a different way of riding.
I think but that's why, like, if you look at MotoGP races, a lot of them have done off-roading because it's easier to come from off-roading to road riding than road riding to off-roading, because what you've learned riding on the road, it's the complete opposite, where it is the same way going back, but it's easier to learn because then you get to feel the grip and the slide.
Yeah,
when you guys go out, you can feel the slide, you can feel the bike moving about. Yeah. Where as a road rider, when that bike's shifting about, you're almost I wouldn't say panicking, but until you realise that you can slide the back end.
Yeah,
or whatever,
we used to get
your arse is like 50p fucking dustbin lid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We used to get like the jigsaw fouls spinning up, coming round out of bends. We'd actually spin the back wheel, coming out of bends on the jigsaw foul, because we were so used to like the back end sliding. So you just wound on the power and it would just like spin. So, and you bang on right. And I've always said it all along, a dirt bike rider makes a better road bike rider.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I ride dirt.
No, it's true though. It's true. A lot of top riders have come from that discipline, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, I use that discipline for training.
Chris Walker's ex-motocross.
Yeah.
And
Nicky Hayden,
his style. Yeah. But what you do find is the likes of people like Chris Walker and Hayden and all that, is that when they have their GP bikes or super bikes set up, especially Chris Walker, he likes it loose. If you look at Chris Walker's bike, it's very loose. It comes into bends and is loose.
Yeah.
And it's just the way he's got used to
got it on the front end. Yeah.
Yeah. His bikes are set up totally different to like the likes of probably Ross's, who wasn't really a dirt bike rider.
No. But that's the problem. Like when I used to race, the rear suspension was really stiff, but I'd have the front suspension almost bottoming out because that's the way I preferred it. I preferred to have the massive dive. That's one of the things I had to learn how to ride differently with this BM, because it's the front dive when you go into a corner, so it's completely different. But you can see why the people that ride off road are good on road. Once I get their head round it, are good racers or on road riders because they can feel, you know, they ain't panicking when the bike's slipping around and sliding about and this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I'm definitely up.
When I picked up my 300L after having the piss taken out of me, I thought, well, I'm going to have to do some trails straight away. So I'm pottering down the trail. I've got the GoPro running, luckily, and it's going through King's Forest here in East Anglia, and it's quite sandy, and it was dry, and it was going down sort of a gentle downward slope. And because I'm not experienced at all in off-road or off tarmac, I should say, it was a byway, but the front wheel just went away from me because I was going too slow. So people commented on my video. It's on YouTube. You know, it's good if you can get a crash on film, I guess. But I was, yeah. If I kept slowed down when I put the power on, if I had the power on, I'd have been fine. But I wasn't. I was could feel the front moving, so I was actually closing the throttle. I should have opened it up, so I've been told, and then I've been fine. But it made for a good video, and because it's a light bike, you just lift it up, and you're back on, and off you go.
See, you need to be like me, 50% on off road, 50% on road. I'm shit at both.
But you ain't, mate. I said I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna embarrass him a little bit now. But I did say to him a couple of weeks ago. We went out for a ride a couple of weeks ago, just me and Jay. Where's he gone?
He was going to embarrass me.
It's so bad. We went out a couple of weeks ago, and your ride has come on phenomenal over the last 12 months, mate. Genuinely, your road riding has come on really well. So you know, though.
Yeah, but anyone's on at 30 mile an hour everywhere, mate.
No. We were though. We was getting I even said to you, we went through that little bit of twistiness, and we come out the other side, and I was like, mate, you fucking, you know what I mean? If somebody rides wrong,
36, something like that.
Yeah. We was doing 71 in a 70. No, 61 in a 60. That's what we was doing.
Do you know what I think it is? You know what I think it is, though? I think it's like any bike. You've got to be relaxed on it and just know what the bike can do. And I think my problem was it's like not realizing what the bikes are actually capable of. And I think once you sort that out, it's easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I won't say it's easy, but I think half the problem is having the confidence within the bike and within the tyres, having decent tyres that you can trust.
Yeah,
and doing a track day or something like that can really help. If you're a roadie, go and do a track day or two.
No, don't do a fucking track day. If you want to save money, go do a track day because you're going to get hooked. And then 8 years later, you're going to come back and you're going to have a 30 grand fucking tyre bill that you've got to pay for.
Oh, yeah, fair point. But go and do a road-only track day, and then you can start to learn what the bike can do.
I think the thing is, it's like we're riding like that on the road, but it's like we're on knobblies as well. Not on road tyres, we're on knobblies.
Yeah, on 50/50s or full knobbles, whatever.
Yeah. But it's just one of them. You know, if you want to progress, you've got to go and ask the professionals to progress. It's no good listening to the lad down the fucking calf. Yeah, you should be taking the bends wide. You should be hugging the corner. This is how you use an apex and all that. Like go and fucking speak to somebody professionally. Go and have a proper conversation with somebody and learn.
Yeah, see, straight away there, Peaky, you're talking the way you ride on a track, hitting the apex. Now,
there's no apexes on roads.
When we were like younger and we all had sports bikes, the first thing we all did is we went out on the road and we went fucking hell for leather, and we were like hitting that apex, going round the left-hand bends, and not knowing what the foot was on the other side. Nowadays, advanced riding skills, keep it wide, look through the bend.
Yeah.
Joe.
But that's what I'm saying. go and ask the question, because if you obviously the difference is riding on the track and riding on the road are completely different. I am a fast rider. I saying I was fast on the track, but I am a fast rider. There's always somebody faster, and there's always somebody you can learn off. If you're riding with somebody who can, I wouldn't say push you along, but you can learn from them. You're competent enough to sit behind him and learn from that person, then that's fucking sound. But at the same time, if you don't trust in what he's doing, then fucking don't follow him. Don't ride with him. But you can ride with him, but don't follow him.
That's one thing. Obviously, when I was teaching the missus how to ride, is straight away she's behind me, and she said she was like following me. I'm like, right, you need to go up front, because the last thing you want to be doing is getting target fixation on the arse end of someone else. Yeah. And then obviously another good skill to learn, and I presume all of you do this, is look at vanishing points.
Yeah.
Now, but then there's another skill, and that is telegraph poles.
Yeah. And bushes.
If you can see a hedge line, and a hedge line disappears, you know it's coming tight. They'll telegraph poles. You can follow them telegraph poles. You can see them on a nice sweeping. You know you can keep that power on. Or 9 times out of 10, you can keep that power on. But it's always that 10%. You've just got to make sure you're ready for it.
Yeah. Go on, Jay. You look like you're going to say
At
something.
the end of the day, I think riding regularly and helps, but one should not feel uncomfortable, not feel you need to keep up with the guy in front who might not be that safe after all. You need to ride at your own pace. I've been doing the advanced riding for a while now, and it's very enjoyable. I'm always good. I don't go faster than I want to.
I had to edit a lot of your shit out when I was following you.
The advanced riding is phenomenal. I've got
it is good. Really good.
I've got a friend who's an ex motorbike cop, and
there you go. I got my certificate through the other day.
Yeah, that's just because you took blood. Well, fuck all to do with riding.
He's my mate is ex motorbike cop. He would never ever come on any rides in the group, purely because he just thinks we're all dangerous fuckers. Just literally, the way they ride, they're a lot quicker than us. But you just to get that skill takes years. That's how he
do you know what? Do you know what I find though? You get. There's a few people that I've come across that say, they're a great rider and things like that, but they're not safe at all.
No,
they're not safe. They think they're fast and stuff like that, but they're just not safe. One thing I can say about my riding is I am safe.
Yeah, and that's the main thing.
Same with off-road. You usually find the ones what give it all this. I'm quick. I've done this. I've done that. I've done the other. I can do the gnarliest. I can do the fastest tracks. I can do all. Usually the shittest riders going.
Mm.
Or the most dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I've there's a lot of people out there who've raced on track. A lot of people, and there's always somebody faster. Always. It don't matter whether you was racing at the fucking front or the fucking back. Don't matter. You put your arm on the line and you're kind of having a go. And at the end of the night, that's what you drink. You all drink together, and you're more like, well done. It don't matter if you come first or whether you come last. But,
I would like. Sorry, I was going to say. So we're talking over each other. That's the trouble with the delay on these bloody things. Sorry, you go ahead, Mark.
I'm going to say all I can say is I've basically got a massive plate holding me together now. Femur went through my pelvis, and that's at 40 mile an hour off road. So I don't really give a shit how quick someone is nowadays or how slow they are. You ride to your own ability, and the minute you get home, you take your helmet off that's a bonus every time.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And that and it's like we've been on rides, before where, like, me and Jay have been on rides together, where people are almost trying to push me to go try and keep up or whatever, and I will keep up, but as soon as they start getting a bit like, oh, I'm like, well, I'll just, you know what I mean? You can crack on there. I can carry on, but I'm not, because you riding dangerous now. You're going to hurt yourself.
You end up pushing them beyond their limit.
Yeah. I don't want to go home on that Sunday night knowing that you've smashed because I've sat up your arse. So I'll sit back. But, you know, knowing my knowledge, I can sit here and go, you know, I've done the right thing there, kind of thing. Not kind of chasing ahead and all the rest of it, you know. But yeah, you know, I just think that, I think the more you ride, whether on road or off road, and the older you get, the more you realise, most of us, the more you realise that all you want to do is get home at the end of the day. You want to have a good day. You don't want to hurt yourself, especially when you're like with Mark. I've bossed my pelvis. You know what I mean? I'm pinned and plated as well, so I know what you've gone through there. So, you know, when you look back and you just think, all I want to do is get home. Yeah, I could chase you down. Yeah, I could keep up, but you're causing yourself more harm because you're riding way above your limit there. You're not riding in your you know, with your 20% buffer. You're riding at not 90%. So if something happens, when you've got 10% to fucking go on.
I'm going to say, you don't want to get home when you're on the bike. You just want to know where the next calf is.
Shut up. It says our fucking cake man down there. You know what I mean? Every time we go out, he's like, we have a breakfast, and he's like, yeah, should we stop for a cake? I'm like, we've just had breakfast. You're having a laugh, are you?
Isn't that what it's all
That's
about?
what riding is all about. Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? Breakfast,
exactly,
and cake at lunchtime. Exactly.
Yeah,
making mates, having brews, making memories.
I've got to admit, since the missus has been riding, she'll either follow me now or she'll ride up front, and I quite enjoy riding out with my missus now because there's no Billy Big Balls or anything. You know, like literally, if she's up front, she'll stick pretty much to the speed limit, or unless we're in France or something like that. But I enjoy it. Literally, because for me, the speed she rides at is easy for me, so I get to look around and take in the views and the scenery. We'll just pass that cafe there. Should we have to stop and have a piece of cake? So, but it's great. So I love riding out with my missus. And some people say, "Do you not get bored?" I'm like, I don't. I just listen. That's the beauty with the BMs and stuff. If you've got a big comfy bike, shame on Peaky, he's not got a cruise control anymore. You can stick it on cruise
up until Tuesday. Up until Tuesday.
So, yeah, there's like going back to the speed demons. We all love a bit of a blast, don't we? We blow the cobwebs out every now and then. But I think as we get older, or 90% of us, that blast lasts a little less than it did 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. What you got to realise as you go older, your reactions fucking change and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't bounce so well either.
I don't fucking bounce. That's why I bossed my pelvis. I just thudded. I just thudded on the floor.
That's why I eat lots of cake, mate. Helps with the bouncing.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. I hadn't thought of it that way.
It's the hammer that punches an alley. Is that what it is? So, right then, gents, we've been on just over an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow, that's gone quick.
Very good.
That's absolutely flow.
Soon goes.
It's been absolutely brilliant. Whilst we're all here, I'm just going to quickly say a few. I'm going to scroll through all these messages. We've absolutely had loads of people on the side chat, which has been fantastic. So thank you everybody on the side chat as well. So I'm going to run through. If you see anybody I've missed, shout them out. So we've had Peacock Paul, Andy Arab, Todge 29 Moto Vlogs, Slowbow Lobo, John Gilbert, Robert Munro, Chief Chips Moto Crab, Glenn Ollenshaw. Is that how you pronounce it? Ollenshaw, I think. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that. I apologise. Mark from Leeds, Gravy Davy Rides, BMW Black Gus even, Dave's Ramsey, Mick Sheldon, Harry 702. Glad to keep Harry on his fucking old name instead of being changing it every month. Thank you, Harry. Stopping on your own name for a month. Well done. Well done. John Pell. I don't know if I said Dave Ramsey. Moto Baum, Virginia. I think that is. Moto Baum, Virginia. I think that is. Craig from Motorrev also popped in as well. Let's
Bailatron
was here. Yeah, Bailatron.
Motocrad.
Motocrad. Zogdy as well. Thank you, Muka. Appreciate that.
Don't forget Mr. Fish.
The Lone Wolf Rides. I was going to keep him till the end.
Oh,
Mr. Fish. Mr. Fish. Peacock Paul. Have I missed anybody?
Blue Yonder Moto.
Blue Yonder Moto.
Yeah.
He's on the fucking stream.
Captain Pugwash.
Oh, there we are.
Captain
Let's go.
Pugwash. Thank you, Muka. And also I'm going to say,
Yeah.
Captain Pugwash. Thank you for your message as well, mate. I might be taking that up. So yeah, I think that's everybody, I believe. So at one point, lads, we had 36 watchers, which that is a new record for the midweek mumble. At one point, we had 36 watchers.
You're welcome.
So Cole always comes in right at the death to say that he's here. He always comes in right like lastminute.com. But yeah, John Gilbert. I'm sure I said John Gilbert. But yeah, yeah, lads. So I possibly might do one Christmas Day on my own.
Well, it's something to do, isn't it? You know, let's be honest.
I'm alone, and I ain't at home with the missus and the kids, so I might have to do it.
Christmas Day is boring as shit anyway, isn't it? So yeah.
I might have to do it for my own sanity. I might do a couple of hours as well. Start at 7 or something like that. Or a couple of hours. Or yeah, and then and at least then all the guests can just come in and out when they want, because
All bladdered.
yeah, I'm going to be absolutely obliterated. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So yeah, guys. I also, for the people in the side chat, just have a look through the side chat of the people who you've spoke to. If you want to subscribe, obviously subscribe. It all helps each other. Also, if you want to subscribe to the people who are on the channel, you got Ben, you got Alan, you got Martin, you got Jay, and you got Mark as well. So, and all these guys have been absolutely fantastic tonight, and thank you for coming on. Honestly, it's been absolutely brilliant. So, have a great Christmas, have a safe build up to Christmas, and have a good Christmas with all your family. All right. So,
Cheers, Brian.
Merry
See you later.
Christmas.
Thank you all. Honestly, appreciate it. See you later.